Hi guys, Luke here from New Tech Reviews, and as you can see I've got my hands on the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and I wanted to run through some cases which are sent over by Pitaka for review today. So full disclosure up front, the cases were sent over, but all the thoughts and opinions in today's video are my own and nobody has seen this video prior to its release. So the S25 Ultra, I went for this black titanium version, and as you can see it's really nice. Quick thoughts on the device itself before we go into the cases. The new design of the camera rings, it's okay. I can't say I'm a massive fan of it. I think I preferred how the ones looked on the S24 Ultra, but that's just me. I am a fan of the round corners on the S25 Ultra. I think that's really nice, and that's all I'm really going to say. Everything else pretty much feels the same, but you're here to see accessories, and today, as I said, we have Pitaka, and these guys, I've said many times on the channel, bring fantastic cases out, and a first for me is I'm going to be reviewing their pin button case, which I've not done in the past, and it has some extra features which you need to stick around for because it's pretty cool. I've not seen it on any other case before. We then have two of the tactile woven cases, and these come in Sunset and Moonrise. Okay, so with the introduction out of the way, let's start with the two tactile woven cases. So I'll go for Sunset first. So the features will be the same on both, it's just the colour that's different. So pull it out of the box, and as you can see, if you've seen this case before you know what to expect, but if you haven't, you get this really nice sunrise effect, hence the name on the case, which goes dark and then it kind of rises into lighter colours, orangey and reds, and then fades out to a yellow and back to the darker colour again. It's a really unique style, which I quite like, but it is obviously an acquired taste because I feel most people tend to go for single colour cases. So just giving you a quick zoom in, and as you can see, you do have the aramid fibre there all the way across, and you can see the pattern of it going throughout in a zigzag, and then we have the Pitaka logo just there. So a couple of notes about the features of the case before we dive in. Apart from how it looks, the actual aramid fibre that Pitaka uses is really tough. It's 5 times stronger than steel, so it's really good if you're just looking for really minimal protection outside of bulky cases. And it also, same as all Pitaka cases, comes with MagSafe. Whilst we're there, I'll just start with the inside of the case and then I'll pop the phone in and we'll look at the outside. So as you can see, aramid fibre on the inside and then MagSafe ring there, and it tells you it is the Sunset version of the case, and it is the Mag Easy Case 6. So you can see it there. We've got metal around the camera ring on the inside and then cutouts for the rest of the cameras there. So if I just pop the phone in, there you go. So you can see that's how it looks on the phone. So it doesn't particularly matter what colour phone you've got from Samsung, because the silver bar covers the colour up anyway. The only time you will see it is on the side. So speaking of the camera rings, we'll just see how much protection you have there. So as you can see, the lenses are protected, so they do sit down into the metal casing which is there, which is really good because those camera rings are quite large. So you want to make sure they're kept protected. Moving around to the top of the case, you can see nothing much to see there apart from the microphone cutout. Moving to the side, all protected there, so no problems. Slot for the S Pen, so let me just see how easy that is to get there. Yep, absolutely no trouble getting into the S Pen, which is great. And then you've got your speaker cutout and your USB-C slot cutout. Finally, moving around to the last side, you have your cutouts for your power button and your volume rockers. And as you can see, this style of having the buttons all just cut out, I personally prefer having the buttons covered up because I like to make sure they're protected, especially when you have a darker colour. The colour could fade out or scratch, so I like to make sure they're protected. But to keep the case really slim, Pitaka give you a cutout to try and take the bulk out of the weight of the case. So just being able to access the buttons, that's absolutely fine, so no problems there. And accessing my fingerprint scanner, that's fine as well. The last thing I did want to check, is there any screen protection with this case? Is there any lip going around the outside? So it looks like just on each corner, as you could just pick up there, which isn't in focus, but you should be able to see it. It just hangs over the edge. So what you'll have is the screen should be, there you go, the screen should be protected on the table, and it is there. I can't feel the screen dragging on the table, I can just feel the 4 corners making contact with the desk there, which is great. I do have a screen protector on for those that will really just go back to scratch my phone. That's how the Sunset one looks. I'll swap to the Moonrise one now so you can have a look. Okay, and then there is the Moonrise. You can see slightly different look, obviously with the colour being blue, and obviously going from dark to light to dark, but I think I prefer this one. I prefer the blue over the red Sunset case. Let me know which one you prefer for your phone down below in the comments. Zoom in, you can see the colour difference there and just a different look it gives to the case. So all features are exactly the same. As I said, I won't go over it, but my preference out of these two is this one. Let me know what you think below. So next, and finally the one I'm most excited for, let's open up the pin button case and show you the extra features you get with that case. The first thing you notice is this one is a case that has a lip all the way around the outside. So the case doesn't come with cutouts for the buttons. So what I'll do quickly is, as you can see, there's MagSafe on this one as well, and it shows you on the inside. I realise I didn't show you MagSafe on the other two, but I will come back to it in a minute. So we'll just pop the phone in. You can see this one, in terms of how it fits, is more of a traditional case. You've got your buttons covered up on the side, the top, the bottom, it's covered all the way around. And as you can see, the lip on the screen is slightly raised all the way around rather than just in the corners. So you put it on the table. That one is definitely more protected for the display, so if that's more of a concern, already this one's a few points over that one. And overall it's just a bit of a weightier feeling case. It definitely has more weight than the other one, so if you're concerned with the case being bulky, you definitely want to go with those two. But if you want it a bit bigger but more protection, I'd definitely go with the pin button case. So with this case, there's just a few slightly different things. So apart from the things I've already mentioned, you can see the camera cutouts are slightly different. So each one is individually cut around, instead of having the metal silver bar covering it. So you can see the cutouts do give you nice protection over each camera ring, so again, good protection there. And the bottom, all the cutouts are just as good as the other one. You've even got a nice little Pitaka logo there, which looks really good. S Pen access is fine, so that's really good. And being able to access my fingerprint scanner is good too. So with all that out of the way, the extra features are what you can see here. So stuff I've already mentioned is pretty standard stuff. The thing that makes this case different is if I zoom in, you'll see the 3 additional buttons which are actually mappable to anything you want them to do. So I've set the top 2 to things that I access quite often. So as you can see, if I hold this button, it opens maps, so you can see how quick that opens as well. So press hold, and that's how quick it is. And if I hold the middle one, opens YouTube, because obviously I'm always on YouTube. So having quick access to those without having to open the app. The buttons actually have NFC built into them. So to set it up, you need to go to settings, and then you'll see modes and routines. So we click in there, and then in the middle, you'll see it says routines just there. So click that, and then there's a plus icon at the top. So just click on that one, and then you'll be taken to this screen. Choose the button which says if, so click that one, and then in this screen, just tap the box and just type in the word NFC, and you should see NFC tagged. So just select that, and then you'll have this pop up. And what this enables you to do then is asking you to tap or align the phone with an NFC tag, and usually you would tap it against some sort of sticker or something. But this time what you'll do is, if I use the third button as an example, I can hold it, that's registered that as a button, and it'll ask me what I want to name that one. So let's just call it 3 because it's the third button. And then it's saying, okay, so once you've pressed the button, what is the action that you'd like to take? So if I click then, and it'll bring this screen up. So you have quite a few choices here. So as you can see, if you have smart things, so if you've got quite a few Samsung smart items like a TV or a music player, you have Samsung smart things there, so you can control that. And then there's also things like modes, Wi-Fi signal, etc. So general settings, and you can also press all actions. And what you'll have there is quite a lot of settings that are on the phone. And I mean, if I scroll through, you see how many there. It's a really big list. But I personally wouldn't use any of that stuff too much outside of the smart things app from a TV. The thing I do use, if you press open app or action, it will open the majority of your apps you've got installed on the phone alongside some actions for those apps. So if I wanted to open my 1Password app, so I've just set that one there, all you have to do is click it and then hit done. And then at the bottom, before you exit, just press save, and it's going to ask you just to name that tag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it 1Password, and then you can choose a colour, go for green, and choose the icon if you want. So I'll just put a thumbs up. So as you can see, that one is now customized, and I press done and it's saved. So now if I hold the third button here, you can see 1Password opens up, which is really cool. So 3 buttons, 3 different actions as you can click and click between them, and it's absolutely fine. The only downside is they don't work when the phone is locked. So as you can see, it doesn't do anything. And that's just one thing I wish, Pitaka, if you listen, I wish you could find a way around making that work, because being able to jump straight to YouTube and match on the lock screen would just be a nice addition to this really cool feature. So let me know what you guys think of the NFC feature there. Is that something you would use? Do you think it's a gimmick? Personally, I think it's really good. I mean, having 3 buttons is a really good option as well, because you've got 3 different things to choose from. Now that is something I use on a daily basis, and once you get accustomed to where the buttons are and you get a muscle memory going, you kind of wonder how you lived without it before, having the extra options. Okay, so I've got my MagSafe wallet here. This is my favourite wallet currently for MagBack. So if I stick the wallet to the phone, okay, so let's give that a shake. Yes, the connection there is more than good enough, so it's not going to come off if I shake it like that. And even if I hold it and float it, that's fine. If you start really shaking it, then yes, it's going to come off. But the connection is more than good enough there. And it's going to be the same for the fine woven cases. You can see the MagSafe is there, and that is a rock solid connection. So good job with the MagSafe as always, Pitaka, so thank you. And then the last 2 things, as said, pricing. So the price of the 3 cases is as follows. So the pin button case, that one comes in currently at $69.99, and the fine woven cases come in at $59.99. So not a big difference in price between them. So it's up to you whether you want the extra buttons, slightly extra protection, but slightly more weight, versus a much lighter case, much thinner case with less protection and no buttons. So they're obviously 2 very different products. Personally, what I've ended up using on my phone is the pin button case, just because having the versatility of the extra buttons has been amazing. And then I just prefer the fit and feel of this case. It feels a lot more rugged, a lot more protective, and I just think it's a bit more comfortable in the hand. What I'll do is, if you're interested in purchasing these cases, I'll leave the links for them down below. While you're there, if you can hit subscribe, that really help out the channel. I'm trying to push towards hitting 1,000 subscribers on the channel, so if you could help me get there, that would be fantastic. But those are my thoughts on the Pitaka cases for the S25 Ultra. So thanks for watching today. I'm Luke from Luke Tech Reviews, and see you next time.